Hello everyone, this is Scarzig and welcome back to another Vanar Versus. Today we have a pretty good mirror match for you. Getting right into it. This hand is actually perfect. I'm just going to stick with this since I am player 2 in this matchup. I'll be able to open up with possibly a Saber Spine Tiger just to counter the opening Crystal Cloaker from my opponent if possible. Or drop a Crystal Cloaker of my own. We'll see how it goes. This sets me up to have the Razorback for my next turn to buff whatever creature I play turn 1, hopefully. So my opponent moves forward, and as I anticipated, he does open up with a Crystal Cloaker. This gives me the opportunity to move forward and play the Saber Spine Tiger. Since it's a 3-2, I can go ahead and take out the 1-3 Crystal Cloaker since it doesn't have its Infiltrate bonus yet. I get to take out that creature, and the Saber Spine Tiger still lives, so it can get me a bit more value. That's pretty much it for my turn, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I might be able to get that top mana tile as well. My opponent's thinking about what he wants to do. He actually attacks the Saber Spine Tiger, so that's exactly what I wanted. It gets to take out a creature, and it does its damage to the enemy general. So that's a really good start for me. My opponent does end up taking that top mana tile, though, with the Fenrir Warmaster. Those are always kind of hard to deal with. I don't have any answer cards in my hand right now, like Aspect of the Fox or Hailstone Prison, so I'm actually going to take a more defensive stance right here. Use the Crystal Cloaker to take that mana tile and drop a Veil Hunter. The Crystal Cloaker should be able to get onto the enemy side of the field and get its Infiltrate bonus before he's able to come down and fight it. So we will see. One possible thing the Vanar General might be able to do is move down 2 spaces and attack the Crystal Cloaker right now while it still only has 1 attack. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, okay, so my opponent plays a Razorback of his own. The Fenrir Warmaster is buffed up to a 5-3. So that's the damage I just have to take. And so the Crystal Cloaker is able to infiltrate, and the Veil Hunter is actually still in a pretty nice spot defensively. I'm going to go ahead and buff it here. And what I want to do is get rid of the Fenrir Warmaster and the Ghost Wolf. I got to figure out what I want to take that 5 damage with. So if I attack now with the Crystal Cloaker, then the Ghost Wolf would be left over. So what I'm going to do is take another 5 damage onto my general, take out the Ghost Wolf with the Crystal Cloaker, and then take out the Razorback with my Veil Hunter. So right here I'm kind of able to come out ahead board control wise, but health wise there's definitely starting to get a bit of a gap there. That was a very well played Fenrir Warmaster by my opponent. And he's actually going to go ahead and use Cryogenesis to take out that Razorback, but that takes all the mana he has available to him for this turn. He is able to drop a Snow Chaser, though. And he actually moves down and is trying to box me in and get at this Veil Hunter. I'm going to try to keep it alive for a couple more turns if I can, but we'll see how it goes. With the health gap the way it is now, I am starting to get a little bit worried about Snowpiercers coming out for my opponent. So while I would normally equip mine and probably attack, I am a bit more wary since this is a mirror match. I don't need Spirit of the Wild right now because my opponent has gotten past me and taken control of my side. So I'm actually going to use the Hearth Sister here to swap with the Snow Chaser, so that it doesn't have its Infiltrate bonus when I kill it. So he's not going to get that returned back to his hand. I play the another Razorback here to buff my Veil Hunter before I get the direct damage. Now this is actually a pretty nice setup for me, because this gives the enemy general a choice. He can move down to take out that Veil Hunter, but it actually puts him right in between all of my damage for next turn. Or if he has a Snowpiercer or something like that, he could go directly for me. So it looks like my opponent is going to take out the Veil Hunter. Like I said, I may have wanted to keep it alive for a few more turns, but I was able to use it as bait, so to speak, for a little bit of a trap I'm setting up here. Right now, I'll actually be able to box him in, and the way that his position is, the way his general is positioned, I'll be able to summon my Veil Hunter at the top left square away from me and keep the pressure going. I'm starting to make up that health disparity from earlier, and the enemy general goes ahead and plays another Cryogenesis. That card I do not really care for. It's very expensive. You do get to draw a Frost minion from your deck. That minion that you draw is random, so it could be you could get your Voice of the Wind, or you could just get like a Borean Bear or another Crystal Cloaker. So for the price, it is definitely not worth it in my opinion, unless you're running a Frost heavy deck, I guess. If it summoned the creature to the field, it would be really, really strong. Perhaps if the creature added to your hand could be played at a reduced cost, that might be a more viable option. But as you can see, him having to use all of his mana to deal with my threats has really set him behind, when normally dealing with something with Aspect of the Fox or Hailstone Prison is a much more cost-effective way to get those away from you. The problem with Razorbacks, though, is he can't use Hailstone Prison on them because they have such a strong opening gambit. So that is one of the drawbacks of Vanar I'm able to exploit in this mirror match. And my opponent right there is just stuck with a Crystal Wisp. Really nothing he's going to be able to do. And he's going to take my Emerald Rejuvenator and get it out of the way with Repulsor Beast, just to buy himself a little time. And here comes the Wolfraven. This is probably one of the only times it's going to be useful. And even here, he's using it as a more defensive unit. The way I have my other units positioned, if he were to send it over to my side to attack, it would lose its bonus. So it's right here he's playing it in a more defensive stance, but he doesn't get to take advantage of flying, which is one of its strengths, which is honestly a real shame. It's one of the drawbacks of that unit, is it just contradicts itself, honestly. I'm going to replace the Snowpiercer here. Normally I probably would go in to attack that Wolfraven, but like I said, I'm still not sure what my opponent is running. And since I have such a dominant position just from right here, I'm just going to slowly proceed with caution. This is similar to an approach you would take in the Magmar matchup. I'm going to buff my Veil Hunter here with the Mark of Solitude and take out the Wolfraven. And then I'm just going to take out the Repulsor Beast. I use the Hearth Sister here to swap the Emerald Rejuvenator into position to attack. And then I'm actually going to heal it with the Healing Mystic. And also, playing the Healing Mystic down to the left of the general instead of above walls him away from the rest of my units. Next turn, I'm probably going to try to stay more towards that center tile, simply because I don't know if he's running Avalanche or not. My opponent's actually going to box himself off into this corner with Bone Chill barriers, which is a pretty good idea. And you see he stacks those two Bone Chill barriers next to each other to keep the Emerald Rejuvenator away. If he had put it on the other side, the Healing Mystic could take out that Bone Chill barrier, and then the Emerald Rejuvenator could get in to attack him. So that's a really good defensive stance, and he does summon the Ancient Grove, which would get nasty with those barriers, but the Saber-Spine Tiger is going to be able to close it out for me. Well played, sir. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give me some feedback. I'd love to hear your comments. Drop a like and subscribe. I'm going to be posting a lot more gameplay from here on out. You have a good one.